let's get the meeting started. Art's on his way, and Christie can't be here. She's out of town. Is anybody else coming?
Oh, it's gonna be here.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, but, yeah, it's not.
He's not coming. He's the only one on staff right now, but
Okay.
since we're not talking about. these
Okay.
things,
All right, very good. Well, I'm gonna turn it over to you, so I don't know.
So first I wanted to give an update. I talked to our auditor about the reserves policy, and she said we absolutely should not use it, other than it's there for emergencies if fire or flood or whatever came through. So we really shouldn't be using it for anything else. Cause I know that came up at a meeting.
Fire, flood, or just a real
The
downturn.
PC one is still working. This one, if you just share it with that,
Okay,
it's still signed. I made it the other account, but this one is working, so.
okay. We're trying to get you situated, Chuck.
Do I write that email down? Or just let me know if you need anything.
I'll just share it with you after the meeting, Chuck, but I printed out copies.
Right, this is good, I would refer to this more than that. And also, the auditor said we should have more in reserves than we do. Now, we used to have, way back, we were still downtown, but I remember we wanted to keep a year's expenses in reserve. Was it 3 years?
Want to keep.
And, now we have like 3 months. Is that right?
Yeah, so she said like at least 5 months would be ideal. So, you know, the next year or two, we can work, you know, start working up.
And we have but don't we have a policy on it?
Yeah. in our
We should look
handbook.
up that policy and see what it is,
Yeah,
because we kept whittling it down, and now it's 3 months in reserves. And, if we have an economic downturn, that's what that was for, or, a crisis, disaster of some sort. That's what that was for, so, we need to put that on our agenda to review it. And when the budget comes up, the real one for 26, then we'll begin to address it there. We're not gonna recoup it all at once, so, but we should do it.
So 1.3 million is for 3 months? Reserve, is that what I'm looking at?
yeah. So she said, you know, 3 to 6 is fine, but
Yeah.
says 5 would be ideal. But, you know, obviously, we'll have to, we can't just do that now, you know, she just said
Right now, we're.
as like a future
If,
goal, you know,
zero comes in,
Yeah.
we can last, you,
pay the bills
yeah.
and, yeah. So on your guys' desks, I have the original, our current budget for general fund and capital, and then the two with the pink underline are like my draft changes. I just have kept track of what we've talked about. And so the things in yellow that I highlighted in yellow are changes we have talked about. On the general fund, it's, you know, when all the employees got raises, I already changed those figures. It's really on the legal side and the IT stuff, that we've had to budget quite a bit more. For the lawyer, line 8030. We had the $6,000 that we settled the lawsuit. There was another $500 that I needed Circe's help on with the personnel matter. And then with the new attorney's fees, so now we still have $17,000 for the rest of the year. We're not gonna use that, but you know, for the rest of this year, our new attorney is gonna be doing a lot of work, because we've got a laundry list of things
Catch
we
up.
need help on, so you know, next year it won't be this pricey, but we're playing catch up. a lot of things with him. And so his hourly rate is $2.25 an hour. Clay's was $1.65. So there is, a bit of a higher jump on that. So that's why that number is quite a bit higher. Like I said, I'd already changed the administrative wages for all of us. For communications manager, her contract ended in May, so that's just only 10,000 for the year. The clerk education, I dropped down because it used to include the town manager also. I talked to the auditor about where to put the $10,000 for the Round Mountain donation. She said we could use it for contingencies, line 8810. Cause I had asked her if we could use that for the reserves, but she said, no, just take it off contingencies.
Really, I would think that would be an emergency.
I thought so too, but since we haven't used anything in that 8810, she said we could put it there.
Okay, as long as it's,
Yeah. And then.
this has to be identified.
Right. And then, the town hall maintenance is really what has jumped up because that's where all the IT stuff is.
Okay,
What will be, is that a recurring expense or is it gonna drop down next year?
Which one?
The town hall maintenance,
It's a reoccurring expense. So
so it's gonna be 35 grand a year?
not necessarily because this year we are playing catch up on
Right.
getting the firewalls, getting the website
Right.
accessible. So next year it won't be that much. This year, just all of our security was out of date, and then all the ADA stuff. Next year, we'll always have the ADA software licenses at 5,000. And then when we start the 2026 budget, remember Ray from CBS is gonna get us kind of a 2-year plan.
Good.
But this year, we were just hit with all the ADA stuff and then getting the town hall security up to date, and we're getting the new phone systems. So for this year, it's a lot.
Okay, I saw something over here on revenue. Is it on? I guess it's gone. All the grant funding that Caleb was going to apply for, that revenue is,
That'll be on the capital side.
yeah, okay, is that still in there? Is that-
Well, we took a lot out because we didn't do a lot of the projects.
Right.
So you can look on the original one, we've got all his projects. The RMS grant that we were gonna do phase 2 of Powell Avenue, the state notified me there's no more RMS money because of federal funding being cut. So I removed that. We still have the DOLA and water infrastructure. But we took away the music, the instruments in the park thing. The highway safety improvement program, Caleb had applied for like 2 or 3 times and got denied because we didn't have enough crashes, which sounds a bit morbid, but that is what they look at. So I didn't think applying for a 4th time would really get us anywhere. And so I removed that. So basically all we've had is the DOLA housing needs assessment and then our infrastructure for the water and sewer.
So where's do we put our match in here as an expense?
Yeah.
Okay,
So, I mean, a lot of that was removed either because federal funding was cut or it was just stuff like the instruments in the park, just things we didn't think we needed to do this year with everything just kind of being unstable. And so I know we talked about moving the restrooms at Hermit Park to next year. And then, I know you guys wanted to circle back to the trees. We want to keep that in this year's or push it to next. But everything else we talked about in the previous workshop. I added the EV stations. I added the lease for the front loader payment.
That's for this year, okay. All right, very good.
So I mean, those are the things I've tracked since our last budget workshop and just what we talked about. And then, I mean, you guys can decide, you know, on these, and then, you know, we can put on September's meeting, you know, for you guys to approve the amended budget.
When will the audit be done?
Should be soon. She asked me how many binders to mail, so it should be coming soon. And then, you know, the 2024 actual figures is then our jumping point to, you know, start for 2026. But I worked with her over the past month a lot, trying to get it finished up. There's a month or two that she's emailing me every day, you know, send me copies of this or this, but we finished up and we should be getting those binders mailed in the next few weeks.
So the next meeting, we should
Yeah,
have the audit.
yeah, I think so.
We'll vote on it at the same time.
I don't think you guys need to approve the audit. But you'll need to approve the amended budget. I mean, I give you guys all copies, you know, they put it in a binder.
Yeah.
I don't think you need to approve it.
No, that's what it is.
Yeah,
And Bob, you said the capital, the needs assessment is done?
Yes.
Housing needs assessment?
we just got the final draft.
The final draft the other
When are we
night.
gonna see that?
When? Barry just mailed it out to everybody. I think it was all on the committee. But, yeah, it's ready to be seen, but not public, total public.
Are they gonna
Right.
come make a presentation or the people that did it?
I don't think so.
No, we haven't talked about it.
I haven't talked about it, no.
So.
I can just circulate it
Yeah,
between
give it all of
all
us.
you guys,
Yeah,
but I don't know when they're officially making it like
yeah, just, well,
public.
right. And Barry's last thing, and he and I both have been, you know, and all of us have been reading it all along and making any additions and stuff. I just want to read I'm in the process of reading the final.
Yeah,
And it's just, yeah, there are very few, I know no mistakes, and it's fascinating to see. It really is. And so that's the way I see it.
yeah, and him and I are having a phone call tomorrow, and I can kind of ask him
You and
what,
Elliot, yeah,
or me and Barry,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
So we got that grant, us, the town of
We
Westcliff?
did, yeah, but through us, yeah, we initiated, and then the county paid us, and Silvercliff paid. Did we get our money from Silvercliff?
I need to send them an invoice, but yeah, each of them gave $1,000. And then
Pardon me, folks.
I've been the one processing the
Yeah.
reimbursements.
Yeah.
From the state. So I deposit them in capital.
That's all
Well,
fine.
okay. I'd like to see that.
Okay.
So do you just email that to us is what you do? or-
I can, yeah, I'll just blind copy all of you guys,
Yeah, okay.
That's
but
Amy.
you know, don't like put it on Facebook or
Well, I
something,
mean,
just.
the thing about it is, at some point, it's gotta be matter of public record.
Well, it is.
It will be.
It will be.
And,
medical deal.
so,
Yeah, it will be in Custer County Workforce Housing. I mean, they're using it too, but this is a draft between you.
Yeah, then they'll give us the hard copy, if you will.
Yeah, and give
And
us
that's
the
what
green
Barry's
light.
working on now, to see how many of those to print up, and
I mean, there's been like 6 drafts that have been going around. It's been a long process,
it is, yeah,
reviewing everything, but.
yeah.
so it's gonna end up starting with a racehorse and now it's gonna like a 2-hump camel. So it's gonna
No, but it's really eye-opening to me anyway, so.
Mhm. Yeah,
It's-
but yeah, it's wrapping up,
Yeah.
so I'll do the final reimbursement request and then,
And Aaron's done a great job on that. that's the feedback I got from CSI or CAI, whatever, CAI.
Yeah,
That, the ladies, they've been involved in most of the meetings. We've been in a lot of meetings.
and there'll probably be a final report I'll have to do with the closeout paperwork. So I may need,
At the moment.
some help from Barry or,
Yeah.
Dola or something, just to make sure it's correct.
Well, we could do a press release to the paper once it's all done, and then we can outline what it says in that press release. Because I think Jordan Hedberg has, he always has an angle he's pushing, and how we don't need it, and so on and so forth. So we want to try to control that narrative.
Oh, yeah, no question.
Home workforce housing they may do that press release, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll ask Barry what their intentions are.
All right,
Okay.
so, our revenues then are, well, obviously, I don't know where the original capital was, the original capital. Joe, we didn't-
Right here.
Here it's right here.
So capital, I mean, we have quite a bit left since we're not doing all the big projects. General fund, we're tight now for the rest of the year, between the legal stuff and the IT stuff. But, it's not like we're dipping in the negative or anything like that. We just, as far as general fund, need nothing else.
And basically, today, this morning, we just wanna, we just basically rearrange what.
Right,
Yeah.
and so, like I said on my draft, everything that was changed from the original is in yellow. And you guys just kind of, I know the tree thing is kind of the only thing you guys need to figure out.
Yeah.
And then I can just go ahead, and just make the changes and have it on the agenda on September.
Okay.
I mean, we've worked out a lot of this in the previous, workshop,
Got it.
but I know Mark wanted to revisit the trees, cause, originally we had said to push that next year.
Should we bring up or talk now about, from our meeting the other night about, the sod grant, maybe, moving some of that leftover dollars over for the, whatever, but we're ready if the tourism, if we like what tourism brings to it, and the group that's meeting.
I think we gotta push that till next year.
That's,
Because, we're already past middle of the year.
that's correct, Randy, but the thing is, we have
Well,
20.
we have 20,000 on paper. If we change that and we use it, that means you're gonna be $20,000 difference on your spending.
Well, yes, it would be, but at the same time, next year is next year, the fund will regenerate itself, assuming we
If
put
we
money.
approve it for next year.
Yeah. So,
Well, what I'm saying is you're gonna, if you go ahead and use it, your budget's now gonna be $20,000 less than what you were figuring out, Aaron, is what you're figuring right now.
Yeah,
So, and you're only playing with how much did you say? Difference?
I'll have to go look. I was gonna look for you and then trying to help Chuck with this.
Yeah, it wasn't,
well, I've got some, I hear where you're coming from. One thing I see, contributions from the general fund to the capital fund of $100,000. Is that necessary this year?
That is how the auditors have always set it up, and I don't know why. I can ask. It's always been part of the budget.
No, but my point is, in terms of capital expenditures,
Yeah,
do we need that $100,000? So we've got $574,000
yeah.
budgeted for revenue.
Where are you, Paul?
I'm on capital budget, the revised, the draft changes on it. It's just that the revenues at the top.
Right,
It says, contributions from the general fund of $100,000
okay, gotcha.
to, the capital fund, and I'm just curious whether we need to be doing that this year. Neil's not here, so, but if you drop that, that drops down to 474. Actually, we go down, well, you can't count those other two lines, grant revenue, because those are for specific, those are already spent, if you will. So it would just drop this down to, rather than 574, we need to, 474.
I mean, I can ask the auditor, what, you know, because there's always been that line item.
No, I understand that. I'm saying, you know, that's revenue that we're counting for capital expenditures.
Right.
And our capital expenditures in 25, are we gonna need that money? Does that make sense?
How are we gonna need it?
So we kept that in the general fund. Then I just don't know. Because that's our income, our expenditures, capital expenditures. Right here.
I think the reason that it's always been on there is to support, you know, help support any big construction projects the town has, I'm betting.
Sounds reasonable.
Yeah.
Well, down at the bottom, net revenue compared to expenses was $400,000 ahead, right?
Yeah.
So maybe we don't need 100,000 this year.
And I mean, next year, I don't think we'll be doing anything big because the RMS funds are gone, so. You know, as far as finishing Powell Avenue or doing anything, there's no federal funding, so potentially you're right, we wouldn't need that $100,000.
It'd be nice if we could explore to finish up the Powell project.
Yeah, I'll have to research grants and
Yeah.
see if
that's the
there's
same.
some other option rather than the RMS funds, I don't know.
What was the Powell project?
Finishing up the park-to-park trail.
Phase 2 of Powell Avenue,
Yeah,
Second
between,
down to the bank.
yeah,
yeah. Finish up the.
Oh,
side.
that,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, now I got you.
Yeah.
yeah,
Now I got you.
Well, that was curb and gutter from the
Inside.
highway to, Second Street, which we got done on one side of the street. And then, I guess the next phase, we go from Second all the way around to Main Street.
No, just hook it up to where it's done right in front of the senior apartments.
yeah.
That's where we're done to now. That's all it is, just that.
No, I understand that. I just don't we have sidewalk there now?
Mhm.
I walk it all the time. You do too. So, and that's, there's a lot of traffic that turns from Second to go down Adams.
Yeah.
So it would be nice to figure out some way,
It's about a block and a half.
Exactly. It's only one that's on turn.
It basically from where the Veterans Arch is,
Yeah.
down,
down
around,
to-
almost to where it starts to make this, well, to where it does make the circle.
We have
Finishes in front of Adams.
The sidewalk from Veterans Arch to Second exists.
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
The sidewalk from the Arch to Second Street does
it does
exist.
exist, yeah.
yes,
Yeah, so it's from Second Street kind of down to the
To the apartments there,
Yeah.
on Herman.
on Adams.
Adams.
Adams turns into.
Oh, okay, gotcha, yeah.
I mean,
Anyway, yeah,
They'll keep me up to date if RMS funds
sure.
come back, and Randy always, you know, lets me know if there's something available. But it's just
Well, we can
everything's been
always,
cut.
but, you know, we can ask Neil to budget so much of that sidewalk if we want, curb and gutter, if we want to put it in. We may not be able do it all, but just, put $100,000 in or whatever we wanna do to put sidewalk in.
That's this year's,
No, it'd be for 26.
for 26, okay.
Yeah, yeah, it's all 26.
That's
We
true,
wanna
yeah,
get it,
26,
right?
where we're talking. Sorry?
We wanna get a grant for that, otherwise it's all coming out of our pocket.
Well, if we get a grant for it, great.
That's my
But then
point.
you're running out of time too on getting concrete work done before it starts to freeze too.
Well,
So-
we're not talking about this year, we're talking about,
Get a plan for
the
next
summer of 26 when we do it.
Right, 26, but I mean, we're discussing the 25.
Yeah, we're jumping. into
Well, yeah,
26.
we're not gonna do it this year.
Meanwhile, back to the thing, I recommend that we go, say maybe take part, a little bit of our facade grant, or not grants, money, that's 20,000, not say offer it to all to them, I'm just saying, I think, Aaron is correct or I'm wrong, if we just say, hey, up to X, they may not, we may say, hey, this is waste of money, but at least have us ready to go, so they say, because they're working hard to try to get something going for this year, and if they're successful, when they're successful, not if, when they're successful, then we'll be generating more sales tax in dead times, lower times. Okay, and that could be a contribution to help. We all know, have been to places around the state and around the country where it's, yes, you gotta go there, see that in the wintertime,
The question is, yeah,
You take a look at Georgetown up there.
Oh, yeah,
Okay, I-70,
me too, I've been there.
Christmas time, day after Thanksgiving, that town opens completely up and people are flooding that
I've
town.
been one of them.
But we don't, I used to do the same thing. But here we don't have the draw to do something like
And
that.
this is what these folks are trying to do, to create that draw. And it starts small, Randy, that's the whole thing. Why don't you come next Monday, you'll see.
Sure.
Get a free breakfast, man, for this meeting, next Monday. The business owners that are all, that they were representing here the other night.
well, all right.
Anyway, so I'm just saying,
We're talking 26 now,
for next year, yeah, but I'm saying we already have budgeted the 25,000 for facades, and we've only used 5,000, is rounding thing.
By the way, who was the only person that did it this year?
Sugar lump, the owner of Sugar Lump,
Sugar Lump?
new front door on Sugar Lump.
Okay, I saw that,
There was two.
I thought,
No, just one.
Gary was repainting the front of his store, I was surprised he didn't apply for it.
I know,
I actually asked.
I did too.
They applied, well, Aaron, I'll let you jump in here because you're the one that just talked to them.
They,
When they came and asked you.
they applied back in like 2023 and are just now doing the work. But on our applications, it says it has to be
It's gotta be
done,
completed December
in the-
first.
yeah,
All the
so-
bills paid by December first, so they didn't do it.
yeah,
They could have reapplied.
right,
But they
maybe,
didn't.
They
yeah,
didn't.
so.
And then the other one, Gary and Janine, they painted theirs too, and they never even applied, did they?
Mm-mm.
They probably didn't even know. Yeah, so anyway, but it looks better. I'll tell you what, if you walk up down Main Street, you pay attention, it does look good. It's really paid off. So anyway, my point is, I guess, the way I look at it is we go ahead, and that, correct me if I'm wrong, we allow that up to, and if they come back and say, hey, they may say, give us $1,000, we can write them a check, type of thing.
So the question in my mind is, who is organizing this? Is it Deb Adams or is it somebody else in the merchants? Who's doing it?
Yeah, the business owners, because I've been to pretty much all the meetings, and just, I guess I'm representing us unofficially. But, yeah, it's the tourism started it to help, get rid of this, we're dying, we're dead in the winter attitude. Let's try to, make things happen. And then invited all the businesses and so, but they're all busy, of course, but hey, come on, don't mind, participate. So make it a concerted effort. And well, you remember your chamber days. I never was a member, of course, but it's hard. Yeah. But there's active people that I'm pretty confident they'll make it happen. give it a heck of a
Well,
shot.
we need to get a hold of them and tell them that we're gonna make X number of dollars, we'll make monies available that they can apply for. But they better do it by a certain time because it's gonna get cold pretty quick.
No, they know that, that's exactly right. And matter of fact, when they originally started, they set up monthly meetings, said we'll meet every month. Then after the first meeting or two said, you know, it's the same thing. I mean, you got a plan now for November, October really. And they said, we'll do every 2 weeks. They're meeting every 2 weeks.
Well, and Deb or John Van Dorn, one of them or both, remember, they're gonna be on our September agenda with like a budget, like,
Right.
you know,
That's right.
so
So
that will help us.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
Okay, I just think what we do is I wanna see what they come up with in terms of their support financially. It's gotta be something. And, whether we give it a match or whether, what, but I think we just should say here in this group that we're going to support them out of the grant funds, the facade grant funds that are available, at 20 grand there. But let's not say that we got 20,000 available.
right. Yeah.
Okay,
So
we'll just-
20,000.
Yeah, their budget will
Be
magically be
20, yeah.
19,850.
But that means they gotta get another 20 from the
Yeah.
business. So
Yeah,
good luck
so,
with that. So anyway, so thank you.
So is this, are we thinking this is a matching thing that if,
I don't know, but at this point, you know,
you know?
I think that's up to us, but I guess, Aaron, is that okay to, let's say they do it and we say, okay, we'll give you, I'll just throw out a number of $5,000 and we can just, that would be it, because truly it is a facade thing. If we're helping decorate the town, it's a facade. It's the Christmas facade.
But I mean, that used to be something the town did anyway, Paul. Just like you were saying, you fell off the building 2
Sure.
times, putting up lights,
But
you
the
know.
town didn't do it, it was, he was doing it,
He was doing
The
it.
chamber, yeah.
Yeah.
Chamber of Commerce.
Chamber was Ace Hardware.
That was the first thing my wife bitched at me after I became trustee. Think you can get some Christmas lights up in this town now?
I remember several years, Dave Dunsing was the one that put up all the lights.
Who?
Dave,
Hansing, he helped.
Dave Townsend, I don't remember him doing it.
oh, he did it about 3 years.
I know that I and Pat Bailey, Solar Solutions, he and I did it, and we get volunteers, interestingly, very few chamber people. And I would go to this, the quote, member auction, it used to be called the slave auction for FFA, and I'd buy a bunch of kids to do that. And maybe 2 or 3 would show up out of the 6 that I buy, because they didn't want to do it. And, but we got it done. The fire department helped one year a little bit.
Yeah.
Other people helped and so on and so forth. So
Yeah.
it was a labor of love and, but then, you know, so.
And 1 year too, it's not too long ago, when Brian Spence took it upon himself.
Brian took it upon himself to get a big, he got a big, man lift to decorate the tree in the park, in Just Range Park.
And down the light poles and stuff like that. I guess he's the one that did the garland, got the garland thing going, right?
Well, we had, Andy Kagan one year, built this big kind of arch thing to go in the center, in the park where the walks came together. It was kind of that center area. And he built that big metal thing. And then I had to get garland, but I mean, I ordered hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of feet of garland for that thing. And still didn't have enough. Then Dennis Husband, he had a bunch from what he used to do, and he had a chair, a Santa's chair. And I don't know where the hell, we stored it over here in our shop, it's gone, I don't know where it went, probably somebody threw it away. And then on the, I'll never forget this, at the bowling alley, we put, you know, I made a great big wreath, it's still there, it hangs it up every year. And I made that. Tom Flower shop, people, kids, they made the frame. And Flower and I, we put hundreds of feet of garland in that thing with lights. And I'll never forget, I said to Casey, what was his last name? Sturmer's son, brother-in-law, anyway.
Yeah.
I said, Casey, I just saved your marriage. And he looked up, he says, who asked you? But, they still use that.
estimated.
And, so, and one year, the kids got up on top of grandma's house, unscrewed all the bulbs and threw them down and broke them. You know, that just, you know, they were on the theater, I mean, it was really, the town was lit up, you could see
I
it.
said the other night, it was cool.
So
And people came.
people came, but it takes
But-
effort,
but-
you gotta do it, somebody's gotta do it.
One year they had the chili thing down there too, at the old Jennings Market.
Mhm.
And they had the trees decorated where you buy a tree,
Yep, I remember that.
and things like that, the locals can support.
Right. And thanks for bringing that up, Randy. So bring that up Monday at the meeting. You get a free breakfast burrito. It's funny, but.
Well, we're getting way off track here with this.
So are we of a mind then that we will spend money out of the facade grant fund? But we're not gonna tell them how much, we have to see what they're.
I would make it to where we will spend money for them, but I don't want them to say, well, last year you took it out of the facade grant. Why can't we have more on the facade grant? Because then next year, we're gonna have to increase the facade grant
Yeah.
in order to do that. So, you know, I'm just
Well-
saying, you know,
They do, I hear you, Randy, and the thing is too, is that this situation does not, it goes against what the facade grant rules are, is that have to be applications in by April
Right.
15th or whatever it is, end of April, and so it's too late for that, but in other words, again, it's just
Right.
from a budgetary situation, we have the,
we have every year when we do the budget, we get people asking, why can't that fall for next year? Why can't that fall under there? Just gonna take it out. Remember, I've been pushing for the last couple of years for a facade grant for the people of the town to improve the appearance of their homes.
there you
You
go.
know, getting no dead trees out of their yards and maybe painting some of these
Right.
places. So, you know, I'd like to see that put in on the 26th. And I'll stop right there because we're getting off subject.
Yes, there you go.
Back up to something if I could.
So,
We were talking about the transfer of money from the general to the capital fund. And looking at, Aaron, your latest general fund revenue over expenses, it's only $12,000 you're estimating, right?
Yeah.
So
Because
if we have in the capital apparently 400 that we don't know why we're gonna spend it this year. And I thought the main reason for this, much of this discussion is our worry about sales tax dropping off.
mhm.
I think we should drop the contribution from the general fund to the capital this year, giving us net revenue over expenses in the general, not 12,000, but 112,000. Well, we have another 100,000, revenue over expense.
I,
I mean, we don't have to transfer that money to capital, it's just.
no, I just wanna like double check with our auditor just to be sure, but I see your point. Cause, yeah, we're general fund pretty tight, so,
Just half of it.
but I just wanna make sure there's not some
Right, well, that's for this year,
reasoning they do
yeah,
that.
That's this year, yeah.
that's this
Yeah.
year, so questions, are we gonna spend 100 grand in the next 4 months, you know, probably not. So, but it's good to have it, we can pull it back out of there. We have been transferring all along,
Right,
and I've been signing checks to that effect. Am I not?
for the sales tax,
But
the 1%.
have we not transferred monies already into the capital fund?
So that 100 grand gets transferred at the beginning of the year,
So it's
like it's already
already there.
happened, like it
So-
happened in
so-
January.
So we could move that back,
Right,
right?
I just,
that's what
again,
Mark's saying.
Yeah, and we'd
feel
still have,
comfortable asking the auditor, just,
Just
Yeah.
tell them what we're gonna do.
that's okay.
Don't ask permission. Just do it, just do it. I mean, it's our
It's easier to
money.
get forgiveness than permission.
So, okay, anything else? What?
so what did we conclude on that? We're gonna do
We're
it.
gonna check with the auditor until I won't tell them what we're gonna do, but we're gonna move funds from our capital fund back into the general fund for this year.
Because it originated from the general,
Yeah,
but they're supposed to bring it back because we didn't have the capital expenditures this year that we anticipated,
Right.
that were projected.
Right.
I'll call her today and just make
And
sure.
we might have a hell of a winter and need more money or snow
Or so
removal,
bad,
we
yeah.
can move it back. So.
yeah, because 12,000 surplus is pretty nothing in that.
I know.
So.
Yeah. Okay.
anything
So
else?
this cover everything you requested and you suggested?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you know, we worked most of this out the last budget workshop. I know Mark wanted, we were gonna talk about the trees again, you know, cause that last one, we pushed it to next year, but I know you wanted it this year, so that's kind of the only outstanding issue.
Well, I think
You guys-
it got pushed to next year. And actually, the advisory committee seems to be more interested in fake trees than real ones. I was rather taken aback by that.
Fake trees, all right.
Well, you had them in your place.
I have fake, it's not fake grass.
No. An Ace. A couple of years ago, you had
Oh,
that
yeah.
tree over there.
In the back there, in the back, I
Yeah.
love that, that was cool.
Yeah, that was
A Christmas tree?
No, it's a regular.
The regular
poplar.
grass.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't very big.
And that is meant to go outdoors, that tree is meant to go outdoors.
Mhm.
I have seen those someplace, and the whole street was lined with them. And they withstand wind and all that, and you can change out the branches. So maybe that's what we do on Main Street, is we just have those artificial trees.
On the south side anyway.
You know, you're talking about having trees.
And you can
for
put lights on them and everything.
What
Yeah,
about putting up?
well, that would be an answer to the problem with the south side of the Main Street. But we've also been talking about the simple fact that,
They don't take that thing down. and it-
well, this is getting into 26, we shouldn't even be going down that road, so.
Yeah.
Let's please keep on subject.
Okay. Anything else? I'm ready to bring this down. Anything else that needs to come up?
If we do for when I was talking, they could apply for a grant,
Right,
we'd have to have them apply at the same time everybody else does. So, and I'm not real sure if they've got their budget, what they're bringing into, what their budget is. They have to
you're
present
talking
that.
about the business thing.
Yeah.
Christmas
Okay,
tree lights.
yeah, that's what they said, they're gonna go back to the drawing table, we'll be talking about it, they'll be talking about it Monday.
So, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm just there as a advisor type of thing. Give
So
my
they,
ideas.
what Randy's saying is they would have to, for 26, have to have
Yeah.
that ready to
Yeah.
go by April.
And that's
not wait
just
till the
like,
last minute.
be like a nonprofit for next. year.
Well, no, it'd be coming up on our budget this year.
No. I understand that.
Well, not for this year's budget, but I mean, it would be coming up on the budget for 26, so they'd have to
That's
apply.
But they're wanting to do the Christmas stuff.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about if they go down that road.
Yeah,
Down the,
So if we're gonna do this year after year,
yes,
then they need to apply for monies, just like, they
right.
do over here at the senior center and the theater and so forth.
Right.
yeah, the fitness center and all that. Yeah.
All that, yeah. No, exactly, I agree, I'll bring that up Monday.
So,
Okay.
okay, anything else to come before the good of the group? It's not a formal meeting, so I'm just gonna say it's over. Thanks for coming, guys, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jerry.
Thanks for.
Thank you, Aaron, for
Thank you, Aaron, for getting this
getting
all-
this all squared away for us.
So this, Christmas deal, instead of worrying about taking it out of the facade budget, you now have $112,000